Pregame.com.
Welcome, Pregame.tv. I am Steve Fezzik. I'm here with Vegas runner Bryan Leonard, breaking down football action. We're also going to talk a little bit about the big fight here in town, and of course the Alabama-Texas A&M game. My favorite college football player, Johnny Football. Beautiful. But we're going to lead off here at Thursday night tilt. New York Jets, New England Patriots. I have an update right here. Patriots team report. Injuries mounting. Let's turn it over to VR.
Quickly.
What has happened to the New England Patriots skill position players?
Exactly what everyone expected was going to happen, but everyone took that wait-and-see approach. And more importantly, because they looked pretty good in the preseason, they didn't totally collapse that week one like everyone was expecting. How are they going to look? They came out looking good in the preseason. The public right away said New England's New England. It's the system. It's Belichick. It's Brady.
It doesn't matter.
And they bet them and bet them and bet them against Buffalo. And you saw this team, I'm not going to go as far as saying is mediocre, but they're a notch above being mediocre right now.
Now, I've got them, I believe, as somewhere around my fifth highest rated NFL team, but that's a matter of, hey, you got Brady, you're going to make the top five until you can prove it.
Exactly. And I know most guys that I respect who create power ratings go off their last year numbers and make an adjustment. And you're not going to make an adjustment on a team like the Patriots too drastic. So I could see them being in most sharp numbers, top 5, top 7 at least. Mm-hmm. But I think the way you beat this market is by getting out ahead and realizing a team just maybe not as good as the betting market thinks they are, or maybe better than the betting market thinks they are. And I think this is the year where you may be able to make some money going against a team like the Patriots, because here's what I've learned from my years back when I made book to when I started betting. I realized one thing, that when people get used to making money or losing money off certain teams, and it takes them a while before they're ready to acknowledge the fact this team is good or this team is bad. When you're so used to a team being bad, kind of like the Washington Nationals last year, it took till September before anybody was willing to back this team because they were so used to this team being so bad and fading them for so long. Patriots, people are so used to betting them that I think they're going to have to be 2-6, something along those lines, before anyone's willing to fade them. So I think we could make money.
Sure.
I think we can.
Bryan Leonard, did you pick up Julian Edelman in your fantasy football league?
I don't play fantasy football.
Thank you.
I've got
Fantasies
too many things
for chicks that wear jerseys and men that are afraid to lay 11 to 10. I'm going to say
I got too much stuff going on for football.
Thank you.
But don't thank me too much. I play fantasy baseball because it's a slower time of year.
Exactly.
But and we're going to talk about. He was talking about New England and the whole thing about getting used to a team not being as good. I've got another team I want to go against later on in these videos, and we'll talk about that. I do want to make a note. This is a Thursday game, and we've seen enough of these Thursday games to know the home teams on Thursday have a pretty good advantage because neither team has a lot of time to practice, and the road team has a day they got to travel. So there's an advantage right there for New England. But
with that said, the Jets were home last week. New England was kind of on the road, and it's not really a far trip. They're not going cross country.
Not at all.
So it's not as drastic.
And the Jets, sure, they've got a new quarterback in Geno Smith. But you look at New England, and Brady has a whole new set of receivers. I mean, he's going to be chucking the ball to Legarius Blount, handing it off to him. His wide receiver, I don't even know who these guys are. Tompkins looks terrible at wide receiver. Julian Edelman is his stud now.
And that's why I think the Jets, New England also has a disadvantage because they have to have a limited amount of time to prepare for Geno Smith.
Yes.
You're not saying he's an elite quarterback, but it's a disadvantage for them having a short week. And I think as we saw from last week, Brady getting on the same page with those receivers.
And here's the kicker. I'm going to ask Bryan this question. I have Cantor, their lines. This was out 3 months ago. What was the line on this game, Thursday night game, Bryan Leonard, Jets at Patriots?
Don't know. Didn't look at them.
8 is correct. It was 8. So, Jets had a little setback with the Sanchez, but that's about it. That's the negative news.
For me, that's not a setback.
But that's the news on the Jets. it's kind of like you saw the movie Ruthless People, right?
Long time ago. Probably before he was born.
There's a scene where DeVito, like they're asking for $8 million or to bring back his wife Barbara. They're going to kill her, and he's like, too much, he's negotiating down, and finally it gets down to 50,000. He's like, I just can't swing it. So, long story short, the movie ends, and there's a chase scene, and all the cops are after Bozo, the clown, and Judd Hirsch, and then they say. And then DeVito's, the cops ask, well, I wonder what happened to your wife. And he says, they said that they would kill her if things went wrong. They couldn't go much more wrong than what they did today. And that's kind of like New England. Why is this line 12.5 when it was 8 when everything's going wrong with the Patriots?
And everything's going right with the Jets. Listen, Jets, Jets. They looked good.
Playoff
and
tickets.
I'm not getting. Listen, I don't get too excited over 60 minutes of football. But here's the bottom line: when you look at what the teams were power rated going into the season, which New England was 8, did you see anything in 60 minutes of football to make you want to downgrade the Jets?
Yes, I saw the Jets
have a great defense.
I saw a touchdown pass to Vincent Jackson when he got pulled down by a linebacker. He goes in and the Tampa wins by 6, and the Jets lose and they don't cover. That's what I saw.
Listen, did you see anything to make you want to upgrade New England?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Then what is the move? The move is based on what this team's not.
The move's
they're
based
going to show
on
up.
a faulty opening number that was just too high, that doesn't incorporate, one, the injuries that occurred before this week, and two, all these cluster injuries and all the receivers.
Tampa was supposed to have a good offense. Last year, it was the defense and the secondary that was weak. Offensively, this team was efficient. Jets made them look as inefficient as you could.
Hey, we have a double pick on this.
I'm impressed.
Let's get to it. We're going to go with VR first because, Bryan, you're probably going to agree with it. We're going to give you a chance to have the last word here.
Sure.
After we go ahead.
Thursday night football, Jets, New England. Bottom line is this. You made money betting New England in the last 5 years blindly, except when they're double-digit favorites. The last 24 times New England's been a double-digit favorite, they've only covered 6 of those. That's 75% ATS if you go against New England as a double-digit favorite. They're a double-digit favorite on Thursday night. Don't fall for that same mistake that everyone did against Buffalo. I like the Jets. Sprinkle a little something. Don't be shy. Jets, Jets.
Very good.
I don't even have notes. I'm that.
I like you're better than normal. Let me go ahead and give my free play. Then we're going to have Bryan.
Better than normal.
VR in fine form without any notes.
And no
I
notes.
agree
No
completely.
Notes.
I bet the Jets. Gave it out as a free play on the radio. Couldn't quite make it a premium play. I'll do a little more research. But with all these problems, not only are we going to go ahead and sprinkle perhaps a little Jets money line, we're going to play under in the game.
Love
Thursday. 56% of Thursday games in the NFL go under the total. Teams less time to prepare, and even more so without these skill position players. And a third bet, I'm going to play the Patriots team total under.
Oh my God!
Because I don't see how I could see them finding a miracle way to cover if Geno's just horrendous 20-6 or something. But I don't see any way that this New England juggernaut is going to do anything but sputter here on Thursday night.
I love the
weather in the forecast, maybe some thunder showers in Gillette. Let's go under.
I love it.
And on team total, that is my free play. Bryan, Leonard, we going 2-0?
Yeah, I think you are. Actually, I saw some 13s out here in Vegas. I don't know if they're there anymore.
I took them out.
You took them out?
Wiped them right off.
The only thing that concerns me, as I pointed out, the home teams have a definite advantage on Thursdays. Thanks to our friend Jim Kruger, one of our colleagues, we had him look this up also. When there's a double-digit favorite on these Thursday games, they really tend to go under. I agree with you on this. I've already bet the under, and I think it's going to continue to go down.
And listen, last week, what happened? Thursday night game flew over. Sunday night game flew over. Monday night game, both fly over.
Late Sunday afternoon games both go over. 6 straight primetime overs.
You're getting
It'll
an
be
inflated
6-1
exactly,
after this game.
This number should have been probably, around 40 and a half?
Probably with the weather, probably 41 centimeters.
Love it.
Number.
Love it. Put the kids to bed.
The only concern I have with this game, I do want to say, I went through NFL Rewind. I watched every single game, except for Carolina. I haven't got condensed version, 34 minutes. And the Buffalo-New England game, if you played over in that game, you got screwed because there's a lot of situations where Buffalo would punt, the ball would bounce down to the 2-yard line, and basically some scoring opportunities squandered in the red zone. I know Buffalo did get the cheap fumble recovery touchdown. Probably should have had 51 to 53 points in that game. So that's my only concern. But hey, that's Buffalo, New England, where they always score 68 points. The fact that they could only get to 44 in the Buffalo game means this game is going to go under.
Love it.
We're going to parlay a little. Sprinkle the two-team
all over it.
As long as they let you play, and in Vegas, they will most certainly let you play after the week they had in the sports book. Stay with us at pregame.tv. We are going to hit the college football game of the year.
Century, they're saying.
Alabama against my favorite player, Johnny Football. Stay with us.
What's
Pregame.tv.
What's not the love?